Good evening. Oh my goodness. It is a beautiful Tuesday evening here. And I'm so happy to see you. I'm happy that you're being connected right now. If you're just watching this for the first time, I'm glad that you're tuning in to find a little bit about real estate. Today we're going to talk about credit. I know that that's a very common question when we're thinking about purchasing a home. Do we need perfect credit? The good news is you do not need a perfect credit. That's the good news. There's programs, even non-for-profits that you can work with where they're looking at different things, not only your FICO score. So it goes under different criteria. So if you've been thinking about purchasing a house or a building, then the best thing you can do is to start the process early so that you're informed in terms of, if you qualify. I know some of us may have debts, student loans, we have car notes, we have credit cards, and all of that can factor into what you can buy, because when you go to apply for a loan, one of the first things your lender is going to check is, hey, how much do you make? What's your income? Where have you been working? We want to see that stability. But we also want to see is how much money do you owe, because the banks want to make sure that they're not lending you more money that you can afford to pay back. That usually is on a 45% ratio, but keep in mind that things are changing every day. With the virus, the banks are also making sure they're protected so that if you cannot get a loan, they want to make sure that you're not going to not be able to pay it back. So right now with credit, for a lot of loan programs, it has actually changed that you do need to have a higher credit score. I don't want you to feel discouraged by that. So if you had started the process about purchasing your home maybe last year, you were working with an agent, I definitely recommend that you reach out to him or her and continue the process and see what has changed, because things are changing ongoing. The rates change, the requirements for credit are also changing. The good news is we still have a lot of really great programs. There's actually a program with the Illinois Department of Housing Authority, received notification that their rates had lowered. So it's not all like doom and gloom. Like, there's a lot of really good news. We still have a beautiful opportunity to purchase a single family house or a building if you are in the right place. If you feel that you've got the stability where you are able to purchase, then it would definitely be a good time, regardless of your credit, to find out where you stand, so that if you maybe are not ready with your credit, you can go ahead and find out what are the steps to be able to get your credit in right order. So here's the thing. So if, let's say you were to contact me, right? Because you're like, I don't know if I qualify and I have some questions regarding my credit. We'd connect, I'd speak to you, and then based on what you tell me, then I'm going to connect you to the lender that's going to be better suited to helping you. It may be a lender, it may also be a non-for-profit that has homeownership buying programs, but it will depend on your case. We work with different types of loans. If you're a veteran, you get access to the no down payment loan, which is a fantastic program. If you're a first responder, there's that $30,000 grant with the city of Chicago. So there's a conventional FHA programs with FHA program 3.5% down. So there are still great lending programs, but yes, the credit guidelines are getting stricter instead of getting easier. They want to make sure that the banks they are not giving more loans, and then people are not able to repay, pay it back, pay back their mortgage. I hope you got that one. So that's the main thing why they're changing the credit guidelines. So don't feel discouraged. I encourage you that if you feel motivated and at the right place financially and with your job, reach out to me. We can check if you're ready. And if you're not ready, at least you can have a game plan so that you can have a goal to go towards. Right now, We have the beautiful thing that when you do own your home, if it's a single family house, you get to enjoy the yard. So the 6 feet distance does not apply there. You can have your barbecue, no problem. And then if you own a building, you could still have a yard. The beautiful thing is you'll be collecting rents. So if you're at the right place, I strongly encourage you to look into what programs are available to you. Reach out to me. There's a couple ways you can reach out. One of those is you can send a message like through Messenger. You can just go on Tanya Flores Real Estate and then click on send a message, and I'll get your message and I'll respond to that. You can also, if you prefer, to start looking at what houses are available, go on TanyaFloresRealEstate.com. You can start looking at houses. It's totally free to do that. That's how we started before we got our building. We started looking online and seeing, what did we want? Did we want a building? Did we want a single family house? Well, we knew we wanted the cash flow, so we went for the building. But maybe for you prefer to have a house, right? So then you can start looking at, pull up by city and by, how many bedrooms. You could do that. So if you are thinking that credit might be an issue, like I said, I will connect you with a lender partner. Typically what they'll do is they run your credit score to see where you're at. Because we have a lot of sites like Credit Karma, which can be really helpful. And you can pull up your credit if you pay for a service for credit. But when you're getting pre-qualified for a loan, they use a different combination of those scores. So maybe what you think your credit score is may not necessarily be the credit score the mortgage bank thinks that it is. So that's why it's best to just check with the lender right off the bat to see where you're at. Today somebody reached out to me. It was a referral from a past client, and I referred them over to a lender, and they're going to find out where they are. So it's best to find out where you're at directly with the lender, because they'll be able to pull up what that credit score is. So to summarize, you do not need perfect credit, but that being said, I would say, you're best obviously having less debts. Beautiful thing with this whole staying at home, a lot of people probably are not driving. I don't think the car dealers are too happy about that, but no need to buy a new car, guys. I totally get that, right? No need to get new debt if you don't have that. The other thing is, if you're watching this and you're maybe not a first-time home buyer but a second time home buyer, and you're asking about where your credit stands, it's going to be the same scenario. The beautiful thing is that if you already have a home, the rates are still low, and you can take advantage of maybe looking at and seeing if you could refi or cash out your property and see if you can use that cash for future purchases. You have cash. Cash, they say cash is king, and it's true. The more cash and savings you have, the better. So the great news is that there's still loan programs like the FHA loan program where you can get a house for 3.5% down. Then you also have the VA. So if you're a veteran, you qualify for that. If you qualify for that program, then it's zero down payment loan. There's still funding fee and a cost associated with that, but it really does reduce what you have to take to close, and you can use it up to I believe the last I checked was $500,000, but we can double check with my lender partners just to make sure we've got the exact figure. Like I said, things are changing all the time, so you want to make sure you're up to date. We are all riding this wave together, and still taking advantage of the beautiful opportunity that you have, that to be able to purchase your own home if you haven't already done so. If you are still renting, highly reevaluate and look at how much are you paying rent every month. Is there a possibility to buy something that is your own for that same amount or close to that amount? Or maybe a little bit more, but you're gonna have more freedom of space and more freedom of decisions. Only you know where you are financially, but I, as a real estate broker, can refer you to the right partner. So do not use Google. Google, I love you. I'll use Google, and I Google YouTubes and they help me. But Google does not know my life story, and I'd love to get to know you and your situation, because only that way then I can point you in the right direction. So yes, Google can still not know everything about you and make the best recommendation, because every case is different and unique. Like I said, even if you don't have perfect credit, there are still organizations that I work with, non-for-profits, that have programs that look at other things aside from credit, not only credit score. So that may be a program for you if you have less than perfect credit score. And yeah, let me know. I'm here to help you. I'm here to be of service to you, and I appreciate you watching this and sharing this with your significant other or person you're thinking of purchasing with, so you guys can have this conversation together. I appreciate you watching. Sending you lots of love. If you're watching this and you're like, wow, man, this is tough being at home, I'm gonna tell you something. At least we're building some muscle, right? Some really strong muscles, and we're being even more resistant, and we're transforming to be better humans. Hope you're becoming better cooks at home. I know I am. I'm pretty happy about the kitchen. Even started playing some piano today, which was pretty fun. Still pretty bad at that, but hey, at least we're growing and evolving and developing, and I hope that you're having a beautiful day whenever you're watching this video. Love you. Tanya Flores, a real estate agent at eXp Realty. I'm in Chicago, but if you're located anywhere else, I can definitely connect you to somebody who can help you. I've connected to over 26,000 agents at eXp Realty, and I appreciate you watching this video. Take care. See you in the next video.